I am live. I am live. I am here, y'all. No, I've been out the last couple days. Well, not out. Just been busy. But I am here. Where did I be in the building? What's good? What's going on with you? No, I wasn't on the panel. I was doing some other things. So I wasn't able to be on the panel yesterday. But I was in the chat though. I came in late though. So it was Tati, GM, and Black Star. Black Star was on panel. So he can't use no excuses no more. He gotta get on panel now. I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Kind of didn't have to worry about football today because my team doesn't play until tomorrow night. So I just kind of been oh well, I went outside and I raked up some leaves and yeah, I did watch a little bit of football. And then I went over to GM's live when she was doing Mystery Wrestling. I was in there for a good minute, and then I left because I had to go to the store, and so. And by the time I came back, she was already dead. So, so I was like, okay, I don't see anybody else live right now, so let me go ahead and slide in a quick live real quick. I still got to watch full gear, but I seen some highlights. I got the results, and boy, what a bloody show! But you know, I will. I'll say this. I agree. There's some things with JD I do agree with. So I watched some of his review for Full Gear, and one of the things, and it wasn't just him. Like I've heard other people bring it up too, even us AEW sickos, um, about the match placement, um, and how. So apparently, I guess the Kyle O'Reilly Moxley match happened, and then the TNT title match with Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher happened. So he had two Kyle's wrestling matches. Okay, I just thought about that. Um, and both matches was very bloody and stuff. Now I agree. You don't want to have like back to back bloody matches, and I think that's um what ECW did so well was they had the hardcore stuff, but they wouldn't have like two hardcore matches back to back unless they were like main event matches or whatever. Um, but they will always place like a regular match you know, in between, or like a couple matches in between, so people can digest that match and kind of, you know. But Tony, he just gives it to you all at once, you know. By chance, brother, did you hear what Sean said about? No, I didn't. I didn't. Yes, very happy. DG, what's going on? Seven's up. What's happening? What's going on with it? Shane Douglas was more of a technical wrestler, and he's yeah. I mean, shoot, that was his style, anyways. You know, from the time he was, you know, in the NWA, WCW, you know, WWF, you know, he would get hardcore, but definitely he was more of a technical guy. You know, yo, hey DG, you know, I'm gonna say this. There's a podcast that you guys have heard me mention. It's very lucky I did not go live when they had the homie up on there, and they better be very happy that I ain't go in the chat. You know, here with the one other person. Just that. See, Chanel Son said Vince McMahon would persuade the wrestlers to. Oh, that ain't news. People been saying that for decades, for years. Yeah, I remember hearing stories about that. Like, what was that like? It was like sometime during the 2000s. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Why do you think Pat Patterson was always in a high level position? You know, and if you know Patterson's, you know, preference, then you know, it kind of all makes sense. And a lot of those guys, you know, you know, they like to ram each other. The women, I'm still not surprised. The men. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of homosexuality that goes on in the wrestling business for decades. I mean, decades. Lesbian action, gay men, like the whole 9 yards. You know, I mean, shit. Shawn, Shawn Michaels, he he got naked in that particular magazine. Like, yo, so you standing there naked, having another man taking pictures of you. Yeah, not no. I heard about the Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels stuff, but I thought they, man, all you gotta do, all you gotta do is go back and look, and you can even see it. Who certain people getting pushed, you know, certain storylines, you know. T Train, what's happening with you? Oh, big brother. Big love, brother. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Much love to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope you been enjoying your Sunday. I see why Roddy Piper probably didn't want to be. Bingo. Yo, hey teacher, yeah, I'll be popping in when I be popping in. Well, I still be watching. I still be seeing what's going. Well, as a matter of fact, I even left a comment in one of his posts the other day. Like, dude, it's it. I thought his fantasy world. At first it was just funny. It was hilarious. Now it's like, no, there is something wrong with this guy. There's something seriously wrong because the stuff he just be making up, I'll be like, you know. And then he constantly played the same stuff over and over. Look, see, this is where. And totally disregards everything that he says. Because really, I don't need any other evidence as far as he goes because I got the recording. I got the recording of what he said about my mom and what he said about me. I got the recording. That's all I need. He can say I said this, I said that. He can say it. But the recording, yeah, the recording says something different. So every once in a while, when he decides that he wants to play Fantasyland, I just, might randomly just pop the, Saying for Jake to say, yep, him too. Or shit. Jake was probably too hot to even carry anyways. That boy was on another level. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like, what in the world? Like, and AC, look, even a person that is wrong still has valid points within their argument, right? He has no valid points, none. Yo, they want to follow the leader and call me a wind chime. Like what? Like what? Oh, why? Because I'm not 500 pounds like you. Because when I flex, you can actually see a muscle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like, be like, hey, Doug, hey, run 100-yard meter. Run 100-yard meter. If you could do that, I'll shut up. If you could run 100-yard meter, I'll shut up. Shame on that. Shame on that fool. For real. Oh yeah. Karma's never too far behind. You know what I'm saying? At all. Nothing. See, Jake the Snake told a story about him buying crack and yeah. Jake was on that crack. Sure. He was high during promos, during matches, like and shit, he wasn't the only one. Juan Gotti in the building. What's happening? Y'all just mad that he says who he says he is. Type of like what? Hold on. molesting his. What does that even mean? See, I always when he first started saying that, I was asking myself, what does that mean? I know what molestation is, but what does that have to do with your life? How does those two correlate together? We're molesting your life. Oh, can anybody, please, Scrubber Devil still at it, huh? Man, every day. I didn't know Jake the Snake smoked hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was. Whew. Sure, because there's a documentary um where they actually follow him when he goes to buy crack, and this is when he got dropped all the way down to where he's doing like these indie shows where there's like 10, 15 people there. This fool going to buy crack. I was like, this is wild. This is wild. The guy I grew up watching out here buying crack. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. And he was such a great man. He was a good talker too. That was like where he excelled at. But the wrestling, I don't think he gets enough credit for his wrestling. You know, he was very technical. You know, and he was just smooth, like just smooth with every move. Like, yeah. Let's see. Jake was in your neighborhood. Would you tell him? Oh, what would I tell him? Uh, I don't know. To be honest with you. Shoot, no, actually, to be honest with you, I probably would want to sit down and have an interview, but not like a regular interview. Like we pull up different clips throughout his career, and then we go through like his different matches and promos and what he was thinking, and what he was feeling, stuff like that. You know, I just I just hope he gets his reparations for his cheeks. LOL, for real, bro. Who says shit like that? Dude has Mo on the brain. Man, that shit is like locked. He got padlocks on it. Sure, I gotta look that up. I want to watch that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was that documentary. What was it? Beyond the? No, it wasn't Beyond the Mat. Was it Beyond the Mat? It might have been Beyond the Mat. That's what my uncle said about Mick Foley when I was coming up. He didn't have no real athleticism, but he had the personality. Yeah, he did. He did. Mixed promos. Yo, if you go back to his promos in ECW, there's this one promo. It's been well documented. It's this one promo where, and this is when he was one half of the WCW Tag Team Champions. This is when he was kind of doing. He was in ECW, but he was also in WCW. but but it was this promo where he takes the WCW Tag Team title belt, throws it down on the ground, and he just cuts this promo. I swear to you, that promo had me stuck. It gave me chills because what he was saying was, like You fans only want blood from me, but I give all this to you and you guys do not respect me. Ooh, I go out here, I become a champion, and all you want is my blood. You don't care about me. And it was just like, oh, that promo was so good. Was so good. If Jake was trying to buy crack from you, would you? Sure. No, I wouldn't because I don't. I'm not in that line of work no more. I haven't been in that line of work in over 20 years. But I mean, if you want to smoke a blunt or something. Shane Douglas, I don't blame you. Oh no, it was Mick Foley. It was he did it in 94. Yeah, it's 1990. It was like what was it? It was like springtime. Yeah, I think YouTube got it. I think if you punch it up, YouTube got it. And as a matter of fact, they even highlighted that promo on the ECW documentary that they came out with, the Rise and Fall. That was a good documentary too. I watched that thing. I don't know how many times. Shane Douglas student. No, this is a whole different. This is a whole different time. I mean, it's the same year, but when Douglas threw down the NWA title, that was in August. This is when Mick Foley was WCW champion in the spring, in the late spring, early summer of '94. Yeah, because let's see, him and Sullivan won the belts at Spring Stampede, and then they lost the belts a month later at the Clash of Champions. No, they lost the belts at Bash at the Beach in July against Orndorff and Roma. And then the next month in August, that's when they had the NWA tournament, and that's when Shane had threw down the belt. See in the building, what's going on? I thought you was confused for a minute. Oh, RB, look, when it comes to wrestling. you know, I like talking about the old school stuff because wrestling back then was just different. I mean, it still has that feeling, but there's a feeling about it that has been greatly lost. And it's been that way for a long time. You know, it's like that anticipation for a pay per view, or as we know now, PLEs. It's just that anticipation. for that big event to happen. It's just like it's not there no more. I think the last time I like had that feeling of anticipating a pay-per-view was WrestleMania 22. That was the last pay-per-view I had that feeling. Because I seen what they was doing, and then I seen what they was doing. You know, because that was a time where a lot of us fans wanted Hunter and Sean to get back together. You know, especially because Vince was messing with both of them, and then we get around to WrestleMania 22, and you had Vince and Sean. That match was good. Vince is selling jobs. That man couldn't take a bump. I'm like, I don't know why you just don't take a bump. You over there all stiff and everything, falling down. Anyways, and you know what I'm saying, and with Trish Stratus and Mickey James, I was definitely looking forward to that one. I just didn't realize it was about to get X-rated. You know, shoot, the lesbians love that match. But when Sean was standing on top of that ladder and he gave the DX chop, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I marked out. and if y'all seen the show, you remember when Sean did that, the pop in that arena was humongous. And then when Hunter did it, it was just like, oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. You know. I'm like, uh-oh. And then, of course, on that Monday Night Raw, you know, and that's not to say that I don't get excited for certain pay-per-views. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, the only pay-per-views I get excited about is everything that's not WWE. I don't get excited for WWE PLE at all anymore. You know, the show is just boring. It's there's no substance to it. At least when Eric was using the old guys, they was doing something that was groundbreaking and changing the course of wrestling. You get these old guys in WWE and they all happy and joyful and just love the booking over there. Isn't it funny how nobody complains about the booking over there? Huh? You know what I'm saying? They so happy winning their paper championships. Now, and the reason why I call them, those aren't real title belts. If you are a wrestling purist, a wrestling traditionalist, those WWE title belts are not real title belts. And the reason why I say that is because of one thing. It's Velcro that attaches it, not the buttons that other companies have on their belts. No, they use Velcro. What? What grown man and woman is finna use Velcro? Like, you got to be kidding me. Yo, Dominic, what's going on? Salute. Oh, see, I agree. J Militant wrestling was definitely different back then. It was. It was, man. It was like, it was something special. You know what I'm saying? It was something real, real special. Couldn't describe it. You just felt it, you know. But I'm gonna answer your question because I actually kind of touched on that too at the beginning. Um, if Tupac was to make a pro wrestling appearance in the '90s, what would it? Oh, WCW, WCW. They the only ones who had the money at the time to get them. Virgil stated in an interview recently that he thinks that Vince and Sean was. Yeah, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about that. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't like Brett wasn't doing his little 1-2 either. You know what I'm saying? WWE did John Cena retirement. Horrible. My pops talked about Bobo Brazil. Woo! Okay, we going way back into the machine. Bobo Brazil. Yo, all the young folks, look, if y'all love wrestling, y'all love old school wrestling, man, go check out Bobo Brazil. I'm telling you, I enjoyed watching his matches when I was growing up. I enjoyed going back and watching that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like his era, yeah. You get in that ring during Bobo Brazil's time, oh, you getting what you catching all five knuckles. And you feeling every elbow. You know what I'm saying? And with the Iron Sheik era too, because even with the 80s, you know, before Vince flipped it to sports entertainment on that end of things, no, you get punched, you getting punched. You feeling every bit of it. But as far as like last night's pay-per-view, I did not watch the pay-per-view, but I've seen highlights and stuff, and I know who won. It was a great pay-per-view. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. See, old school, yep. J Militant, were you an ex-PW fan pack? You know what? I did not even watch it because they didn't carry it where I was at. So by the time I heard about it, you know, I'm watching it on YouTube. I think he fought Andre the Giant. He did. Yep. Ernie Ladd was the man back in the day. Oh, the big cat. I'm out, guys. I'm on break in the middle of a poker. Oh, hey, good luck. Good luck on that. I know that's serious business right there. Yo, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. You know, I just found out that they had the Grey Cup already. I was like, what? I was so disappointed. Because I'll be trying to catch it every year. And I just totally forgot, you know. I had a lot of other stuff going on at the time, but yeah, they did. Man, I was so disappointed when I was looking at the standing. I'm like, oh, my squad. Y'all went from winning the championship to oh man, it was ugly. See, Shane Douglas was trying to make XPW the new. Hey, yeah, he tried. Yeah, you like to organize that. Yeah, yeah, you know, I'm an organized guy. For over 30 some years. That's all right. We'll we'll get back next season. We'll get back next season. Pinball Clemens, Ricky Williams. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I because I was watching some of their games of the season, and I'm watching it. I'm like, what is going on right now? why 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 is these teams just like having their way? Like, what happened? Did I miss something? Did did they forget how to play? Rob Black, the owner, is it whatever you had a homo going? Whoa, that's crazy. I heard there was some wild stuff going on with that promotion. Even Chad Johnson said the CFL is no joke. I'm telling you, yeah, because they be trying to act like the CFL is just this low budget minor league. Like, why? Because it's look, and you know what's funny? I forgot what game it was. It was last week, and this is what the I think it was the analyst. He said this. He said because I think it was the other team was down and they had the ball, and he literally said this. He said they should start playing Canadian style ball and play like it's only three downs. And I said, Oh, they ain't gonna like that. They ain't gonna like that. But it was real though. Cause I'm like, yeah, if they do just concentrate, don't even worry about the fourth down. Just use the 3 downs. I said, wow. You know, and people just be hating on the CFL. I'm like, man, see it, man. Them games be dope as fuck. Matter of fact, didn't I do a live for a game? Or I think I was live and I was just watching the game and talking about it. He did. He did. You got to be in shape. That's a big ass field, you know, and everything is open. And you got to be in shape. See, Shane Douglas was telling Rob Black, leave the corn hub out of wrestling. Sure, I don't know why. Shoot, Shane, hey, I'm just saying, Shane, he's, yeah. I think Shane could have been a lot greater than what he was. I think the timing was just. I think if Shane, I think if Shane Douglas had called Vince up and had a conversation with him and went back during the Attitude Era, yeah, I think he would have thrived a lot better because when he went back to WCW, I mean, what? The Revolution. You got in a storyline with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, where Jim Duggan is a janitor, and then he becomes part of the revolution and has to denounce the American flag. Like what? Like what? And you was going along with this. Like, I was like, wow, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Our black hat. Porn stars dancing. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't no big company. You know, if it was a big company, then it'd just be the Nitro Girls. You know, I mean, and that's why Bischoff said it himself. He put the Nitro Girls out there because he seen what Vince was doing with the girls he was having all the sex appeal. So he decided to have the Nitro Girls. Which, to be honest, if you try to compete with Vince on that note, there's a reason why you lost. Because although the Nitro Girls, yeah, they were doing their thing, dancing and all that. But where's the sex appeal at? Where's the sex appeal at? It's just some pretty girls wearing outfits, dancing, doing dance routines. Where's the sex appeal at? Vince was giving a whole lot of sex and appeal. Eric Bischoff was giving us episodes of fame. How will I live forever? You know what I'm saying? Like, so the reasoning why he did it didn't match up with what he presented in the ring or when they was on stage or wherever they was at. I'll be going to another segment with the Nitro Girls dancing, alongside, Tony and Bobby, or Tony and a Zabisco. like, what are we doing? You know, like why wasn't there no NWO girls? Because now if you have some NWO girls, you have to be a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little bit more sexy. But that, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you trying to counter, like you doing the whole storyline of this is the NWO and this is WCW, but the NWO is the new wave of wrestling, and WCW is old, is tired, and all of this, and you know what I'm saying. And so you have the Nitro girls out there with WCW. Where's the sex appeal at? You know, Francine was trying to go back with the radicals, but they ditched him in the process. Oh, franchise. Yeah, well, where it goes back to Shane would have had to have a conversation with Vince, just because of everything that went down in '95. They was gonna have to have a conversation. He wasn't going to be able to just pop up over there the way that they did, you know, because they ain't had no prior relationship to Vince. I think the only one who had anything was probably Benoit when he was a free agent in '95, and WCW and WWF was having a bidding war for him, and I don't know if he actually talked to Vince, um, but I know he would out of all of the radicals, he was the one that had prior dealings uh, with the WWF, you know, in negotiations and all that. Um, but the other guys that had no prior anything with the company, so you know, so yeah, because '95, you know, when that whole thing went down, and you know, and Wade, because I look, if I was Shane, I'd have been pissed too. Okay, Shawn Michaels gets his ass kicked by some Navy guys. He can't defend the title. So you put the title on me, but then you have me defend the title against his best friend. And then I end up losing the title to his best friend. Yeah, I'd have been pissed too. You know what I'm saying? Because the clique basically did what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? and and I mean, let's be honest. That group right there has been running professional wrestling long before they became executives. Okay. Because they was doing what they wanted in the mid 90s or like in the early 90s, early mid 90s. And then when Hall and Nash left, you know what I'm saying? They went over to WCW and basically just kind of did the same thing over there. And then when Vince told Shawn and Hunter, hey, I'm opening it up. You guys wanted this? Here you go. You know? And they're the reason why the boom happened in the mid 90s. You know? So and just seeing how everything played out over the years, and now look at him. Hunter is basically running the show in WWE, and Shawn is running NXT. So, you know, Shane was in talks with Terry Taylor in 2000. Yeah, I did hear about that. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Terry Taylor, he was an agent in the WWF at the time. Chris Benoit had 5 tryouts with WWF. Yeah, were the Radicals right for leaving Shane or shit? Nah, they had to go. And two, it was dependent on the contract because their contracts was coming up. You know, their contracts were basically over. And I think too, what it was, Shane's contract was far from being out over. You know, so I don't think it was as easy. He would have had to. I mean, he could have walked out, but you know, that's still no telling if he would have been, you know, on that Monday Night Raw. You know, so I mean, I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Especially because it's like, okay, you put the belt on Benoit just to keep him. Like y'all should have been put the belt on Benoit. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, the main event for Starrcade should have been Brett and Benoit, the rematch for the world title from that tournament. That tournament final at Mayhem 99 for the WCW world title. Man, Benoit and Bret Hart. Oh my God, that match don't get talked about. And I'm trying to figure out why that match don't get talked about. Like we talk about matches from the early 90s that was just absolutely ferocious. You know, terrible. But we're not going to talk about that match in 99 this month, 1999. Mayhem. First Mayhem pay-per-view. That tournament, man, talk about wrestling. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna ask Tati about that. I'm gonna ask her. Has she seen that match? Because she loves technical wrestling, and that match gave you everything. As a matter of fact, I put that match right up there with Bret and Owen from WrestleMania 10. Who was a better booker? um, Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff. Because when Kevin was booking, it made no sense. It was boring. And keep in mind, Kevin was booking in 2000. No, as a matter of fact, in the late 99, 2000, after they had fired Vince. As a matter of fact, speaking of Benoit, it was Kevin who made the decision to put the belt on Benoit and trying to keep him. Too late. You should have been pushing for Benoit to be up there a little bit higher on the card when he was having that grueling series of matches with you. You know. See. By chance, Brother J, did you watch Omega? Omega and the Western Company, the artist. Still, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I know I don't show it a lot, but I'm a big Omega fan. I'm a big Omega fan. Shoot, that's the only he one of the reasons why I kept watching wrestling. Hey, what's going on, Curse? Zero was here. Yeah, you coming in late. I'm about to go ahead and end this. He who he who. Oh, who are you referring to? Are you referring to? Oh no, Omega. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. I think I'll be on tomorrow. Not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Leo or is Gerard doing Monday Night Raw solo? Is he solo again? Oh, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Oh, thank you very much. It was an honor that you came through. You know, so but however it goes tomorrow, y'all will see me tomorrow. So until then, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday night, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.